All right, in the course of your ministry journey, you will find a lot of opposition. You will find a lot of critics, both among the saved and the unsaved. You will find many people with different belief and different opinions. Some people will even build an oligarchy around their belief system so much that if you are not within their clique, they don't take your ministry serious. So much that if you are not within their clique, they don't believe you are saved. So you will find many opposition in ministry. You will find opposition without, you will find opposition within. Brother Paul said, within we are fierce and without we are opposition. So you find a lot of things in ministry. But what do you do when you find yourself not being liked, being kicked, and being rejected? What do you do when people you are laboring so hard among them to know the Lord are turning your gospel down and making a caricature of you? What do you do when you are involved within the congregation of a saints that have already boxed the move of God or boxed the association of the believers into cliques, and they don't tend to get along with you? You see, first and foremost, you must know that your calling is not an endorsement of an association. Your calling is not an endorsement of cliques. Your calling is your personal persuasion, your conviction, and your own decision in believing what you heard from the Lord. So in the case of Brother Paul, he said, immediately I heard, or immediately I perceived, or I received this calling. He said, immediately I confer not with flesh and blood. So ministry does not start with whoever endorses you. Ministry starts with your own personal conviction. I am convinced, and that is why Brother Paul said, oh Agrippa, I am not disobedient to the heavenly calling. I know I am called beyond this association. I know I am called beyond any form of endorsement of a man. I know I am called even beyond what I am going through as a person. So the moment you receive this call, you are not to confer with flesh and blood. So what do you do when you find yourself in a clique or in an association or in a company or in an environment of ministry where you are highly opposed and rejected? You see, and there are times when you are opposed and rejected, you might want to change an environment. Of course, it is also justified, it is allowed, because when persecution is high, you are to flee. However, if you are convinced that you need to stay in this environment the way Paul was convinced that he need to get to Agrippa, he need to get to Jerusalem, so much that even when there was a prophecy that he will be bound, he said, none of those things move me. If you are convinced about doing ministry in that environment, then you need to stay put and walk with what Brother Paul spoke about in 2 Timothy 2. He said, the servant of the Lord must not strive. The servant of the Lord must not strive. Another translation said, the servant of the Lord must not be quarrelsome. That is to say, when you communicate your truth and it's not being accepted, you don't exchange it with punches. You don't exchange it with harsh words. You don't communicate truth with words that are vulgar. You don't communicate truth with your flesh. You communicate truth with the spirit. And one of the fruit of the spirit is gentleness. So you don't strive. You don't exchange punches. You don't get quarrelsome. You don't use vulgar words. You don't insult people, and you don't use words that suggest that these people are myopia because they don't accept your teaching. He said you must be gentle and then apt to teach and patient. The servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle, apt to teach, and patient towards all men. So you deploy more prayers, you employ more prayers, you go into more intercession. First of all, prayers, intercession be made to all men. You go into intercession, and then you keep thanking God for whatever you're going through, knowing that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So in a contradictory environment of ministry, the minister of the Lord must not be quarrelsome, but you must be gentle. You must be easily entreated, but apt to teach. Meaning, no matter how they bring in their question, no matter how they set trap around words to see that you are being entangled with your answers, you must be very discerning. You must be apt to teach. Be patient towards all men. I know this will make sense to one or two persons listening to me, but whatever this means, I just want to communicate to you in 5 minutes. God bless you.